Anthrax Island. That was an especially nice touch, Clarice. Yours?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Silence of the Lambs, 1991, shocked audiences and studios alike with its dark, disturbing story. This thriller wasn't just about catching a killer. It pushed boundaries and almost got banned. Before we reveal 15 hidden facts that will change how you see this classic, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insider movie secrets. From behind-the-scenes scares to shocking production stories, these facts expose the unsettling truth behind the Silence of the Lambs. Get ready for a wild ride you've never heard before. Number 1. Before the film ever reached Jonathan Demme, the project was nearly killed by its own darkness. Early drafts of the screenplay circulated Hollywood with a reputation as being deeply disturbing, even by thriller standards. Several producers reportedly passed without meetings after reading only parts of the script. Executives feared not just box office failure, but backlash. At the time, serial killer stories were becoming more explicit, and studios worried this film crossed an invisible line. For a while, the adaptation was treated like a liability rather than a potential classic, quietly shelved and avoided. Number 2. The FBI cooperation behind the film came with a cost few actors expected. To prepare for their roles, select cast members were exposed to real profiling techniques, crime scene descriptions, and offender interviews. These weren't dramatized explanations. They were raw accounts taken directly from real cases. The intention was authenticity, but the emotional impact was severe. One actor later admitted that certain details stayed with him long after filming ended, changing how he viewed humanity itself. This level of realism was never advertised, but it shaped the performances in disturbing ways. Number 3. Anthony Hopkins' portrayal of Hannibal Lecter was not built on theatrical exaggeration, but restraint. One of his most unsettling choices was to remove normal human habits from the character. He deliberately reduced blinking, limited head movement, and controlled his breathing to appear unnatural. This wasn't accidental. It was calculated. Hopkins wanted Lecter to feel less like a man and more like a presence. The result is a character who seems frozen in time, watching instead of reacting. Many viewers don't consciously notice this, but it creates constant unease. Number 4. The first face-to-face scene between Clarice Starling and Hannibal Lecter carried genuine discomfort. Jodie Foster entered the role determined but vulnerable, aware that she was often the youngest and least powerful person in the room. During early takes, Hopkins altered his delivery in unexpected ways, breaking rhythms and emphasizing her vulnerability. Foster later explained that the tension she felt wasn't fully planned. It was instinctive. The imbalance of power between the characters mirrored the atmosphere on set, making the scene feel almost invasive. Number 5. The basement pit scenes were physically and emotionally draining for the actress playing the captive victim. The environment was intentionally unpleasant: cold surfaces, harsh lighting, and long stretches of isolation between takes. Instead of offering constant reassurance, the production allowed silence to dominate the space. The goal was realism, but it took a toll. The fear, exhaustion, and desperation seen on screen weren't manufactured entirely through acting. The conditions encouraged genuine distress, which the camera captured without mercy. Number 6. One of the film's most iconic symbols, the moth, required a surprising amount of effort and discomfort to achieve. The production team experimented with multiple materials to create something that looked organic but could be safely used on actors. In some cases, live insects were involved, requiring careful handling under hot lights and cold environments. Keeping the moths alive and responsive was an ongoing challenge. The unsettling realism of those scenes was the result of trial, error, and moments of complete absurdity behind the camera. Number 7. Buffalo Bill's most controversial moment. The mirror dance was not designed to shock for spectacle alone. It was intended to reveal the character's distorted self-perception. The performance was rehearsed but pushed further during filming, with the actor adding unsettling movements that weren't fully scripted. When executives saw early footage, Reactions were divided. Some feared the scene would provoke outrage or censorship. Others recognized its psychological importance. Ultimately, it remained because it exposed the character's inner world in a way dialogue never could. Number 8. The film's poster contained imagery subtle enough to bypass casual viewers, but bold enough to disturb those who noticed. What appears at first glance to be a simple skull motif hides a layered visual reference drawn from surrealist art. The image plays tricks on the eye, blending beauty and decay in a way that mirrors the film itself. Some publications quietly altered or cropped the image after concerns were raised, but the original design remained a quiet provocation, unsettling without explanation. Number 9. The autopsy scenes were filmed with near-clinical accuracy. Real forensic consultants were present, guiding the actors' movements and tools. This realism came at a cost. The confined sets, combined with intense focus and disturbing imagery, made the atmosphere heavy. Several people on set later described feeling physically unwell during filming. Unlike flashy horror, these scenes relied on stillness and precision, making the violence feel disturbingly real rather than sensationalized. Number 10. Despite the powerful chemistry between Clarice and Lecter, the actors shared remarkably little screen time together. To intensify their connection, the director used unconventional camera placement. Instead of traditional over-the-shoulder shots, the actors often spoke directly into the lens. This creates the illusion that Lecter is staring directly at the viewer. The effect is subtle but powerful, turning the audience into an unspoken participant in the interrogation. Number 11. A significant emotional subplot involving Clarice's superior was removed late in editing. Early versions explored his personal life and private grief, offering insight into his relentless dedication to the job. The decision to cut these scenes was strategic. The filmmakers believed shifting focus away from Clarice weakened the narrative drive. As a result, the final film presents him as distant and professional, while a more vulnerable version of the character remains unseen. Number 12. The night vision climax was one of the most technically demanding sequences in the film. True darkness cannot be filmed conventionally, so the production relied on specialized lenses that created the eerie green glow. These lenses were unforgiving. Actors had to hit precise marks without seeing clearly, often disoriented by equipment and shadows. The fear and confusion visible on screen reflect real uncertainty. As performers navigated space they could barely perceive. Number 13. Location shooting introduced unexpected hazards. The abandoned buildings used for key scenes were cold, damp, and structurally unforgiving. Water on set wasn't warmed or treated. It was whatever the environment provided. Long hours in these conditions tested endurance and morale. The discomfort added texture to the scenes, making environments feel hostile rather than staged. It's a detail viewers sense rather than consciously recognize. Number 14. Upon release, the film sparked intense debate that went far beyond its violence. Advocacy groups criticized aspects of its portrayal of identity and psychology, arguing that certain elements reinforced harmful misconceptions. Protests accompanied award season events, creating tension behind the scenes. Publicly, the studio emphasized artistic intent and critical acclaim, while privately navigating backlash that threatened to overshadow the film's success. Over time, much of this controversy faded from mainstream discussion. Number 15. The ending audiences remember is quiet, chilling, and restrained. But earlier concepts explored more explicit resolutions. Some discussions involved showing consequences directly rather than implying them. Ultimately, the filmmakers chose suggestion over spectacle. By allowing Hannibal Lecter to disappear into the world rather than ending him on screen, the film leaves viewers unsettled. The horror continues beyond the final frame, living entirely in imagination. The Silence of the Lambs achieved greatness, not because it was safe, but because it wasn't. It challenged audiences, exhausted its actors, and confronted subjects most films avoided at the time. Scenes were cut, images softened, and controversies buried, but the intensity remains. The film doesn't just tell a story, it leave a mark. Thanks for watching. If you found these hidden facts unsettling, leave a comment with the one that disturbed you most, and subscribe for more deep dives into cinema's darkest secrets.